Alafia, Hotep, Kamusta. Welcome to the Mindofro page. I am Ifa Titi Layo Obajaguna. Today I'm going to make a video on narcissistic habits we picked up from politics. Yes, I'm going to talk about a little politics today. No, and not the way I'm sure a lot of you would like me to talk about politics, but I am going to talk about how politics has affected our mind, our emotions, our health, and stuff like that. So psychology study indicates that narcissists are more involved in politics than non-narcissistic people, because a higher narcissism count has been linked to political participation. I'm sure plenty of you have noticed the word narcissism has been going around as a fad recently, and the narcissistic behavior amongst society has been much higher than usual. So before I move on, the last video I made was on merit seeker. So I am a trainee, as in I am working on being a priestess. So I share a lot of information on my page, also on spirituality and consciousness and stuff like that. So I do speak on a lot of woke subjects. So if you like that kind of stuff, go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mindofro, and please like this video. And I also have a business Facebook page at the Mindofro, and a TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Mindofro. So let's move on. Scholars have theorized narcissism being increasingly invoked by politicians, media, and political parties. So today I'm going to talk about 5 signs you may have picked up bad habits from politics, and 5 ways you could de-stress yourself in regards to political stress. So here was one sign you just might have picked up a lot of bad habits from politics. One is you refuse to see the view of the other side. If you decided you made up your mind and this is the side you're going to be, whether you're red or whether you're blue, or whether you're going to vote for this person or whether you're going to vote for that person, and you refuse to see the other side, you refuse to get along with other people who are on the other side, you refuse to get along with anybody who decides to vote or doesn't decide to vote or doesn't decide to be active in whatever it is that you want to speak up in regards to politics, then that is a major flag that you are being a political narcissist. Because one of the red flags that somebody is a narcissist is that they lack empathy. So if you're unable to see the perspective of another person's side, it basically means you lack empathy. And that is the number one sign you could be suffering from narcissism. Number 2, you find reasons to bring up the subject, as in you like to pick fights with people, either in person or online, as in somebody might not even be talking about the subject, or someone might not even be doing anything out in public, but then you pick something up that you might see out in public, and then maybe you pick a fight with them, or you'll start bickering and getting upset about it, or you'll notice somebody post something online and you'll go in there just because you just want to argue with them, or you just deflect or reflect onto other people because you just want to get whatever stress that you have in regards to politics, and you want to take it out on other people. This is another sign that you're dealing with political narcissism, because what it means is you're self-absorbed, which is a red flag of narcissistic personality or disorder. It means you're self-absorbed. It means that you are unable to see the reality of life that's happening around you, and the only reality you see is your own, as in your own argument, your own stress, your own issues, your own problems, and you're unable to see the problems of other people or anything that is existing within this planet or within this universe or within other people's lives that has nothing to do with whatever issues that you're currently having in regards to politics. This is called self-absorbing, or self-reflection onto everything else and everybody else, because you cannot see past yourself. Number 3 is you're constantly angry about politics all the time. This is another red flag you're dealing with narcissistic, political narcissism, is because another red flag with narcissism is being emotionally unstable. Being angry about anything in general. It doesn't even matter if it's politics. It doesn't matter if you're angry in your relationship. It doesn't matter if you're angry at work all the time. Whatever it is that you're angry about on a constant basis, it's not healthy for us. It's a toxic habit. And we cannot excuse that behavior, which goes to my next step, is rationalizing your behavior and blaming politics, which means arguing with people, not getting along with people, refusing to be people's friends because they don't agree with the subjects that you agree with, or refusing to get along with people, or refusing to have regular conversations with people that do not have anything to do with politics is basically the ability to not be able to take any accountability for thy own actions, thy own emotions, thy own reactions and whatnot, which is another personality disorder trait, is to not be able to take accountability for our actions. We can't blame everybody else if we're angry. We can't blame politicians or blame the politics on why we're constantly arguing with people, or why we constantly take it out on other people, or why we want to fight with people, why we want to be angry all the time and be unhealthy and be mentally unhealthy or mentally unstable and emotionally unstable. We can't blame other people on that. This also means we can't blame our parents, we can't blame our children, we can't blame people we work with and why we're emotionally unstable. Therefore, we cannot blame politics why we're constantly emotionally unstable, constantly stressed all the time. We have to take accountability for that. Politics is not an excuse to behave this way on a constant basis. Number 5 is you can't think about anything else. If you're unable to think about anything else, you need to get out of the house. This is not good for anybody. It's not good for anybody to constantly dwell on subjects that has to do with politics. Is constantly stressing us. Sorry, that's constantly stressing it. This watch doesn't stop talking all the time. I just got it recently. My baby got it for me, and it doesn't stop talking. I can't figure out how to get it to stop talking. But anyways, so if you can't think about anything else, and all you do is wake up and think about politics, all you do is go to bed and you think about politics, and all you do is think about politics all day long, every single day, it's not healthy for you. It's not healthy for anybody. It's not healthy for us to dwell on any subject, whether it's relationship issues, whether it's stress at work. We can't sit there and dwell on things like that. It's not good for us. So I'm going to give you guys some advice on how to reduce political stress. I understand there's a lot of political crap going on right now all over the place. It's really stressful, really irritating, and it's easy to get angry. I know, I get it. I've been there. So I'm going to give you 5 ways to reduce your political stress, because we need to take accountability. If we're having bad narcissistic habits, it's not an excuse to have it just because everybody else is doing it, or just because our group of friends are doing it, or because our family is doing it, or because people on TV are pushing us to do it. We need to take some accountability for our actions and for our stress levels, okay? So number 1 is be aware of your health. If you feel like your health has gone downhill recently because all of the politics that's going on, you're constantly stressed over it, be aware of that. Take some accountability of that. It's not worth it. Life is short. Life is too short to be unhealthy and to be stressed constantly and to be fearful constantly and scared constantly about what's going to happen next. Oh my God, it's not good for us. It's not healthy for anybody, and it's not only healthy for you. It's not healthy for the people that you associate with that have to deal with that behavior from you. I'm sure you don't like to deal with it from other people who are constantly stressed out, constantly fearful, constantly angry all the time. You don't like it, therefore other people don't like it on you. So if you're dealing with a lot of political stress, take some accountability when it comes to your health. I mean, if you see yourself talk about politics a lot and you notice yourself getting angry, you notice your blood pressure going up high, you notice you're getting headaches, you notice you're getting stressed or sick all the time, you're getting a cough or throat issues all the time because that's what happens with our throat chakra. We're always talking about negative things. We get throat issues and stuff. You have a lot of throat issues because you're constantly yelling or bickering about negative stuff. If you're sick all the time, take accountability for that. That means you're raising a lot of cortisone within your body, and that stress causes cortisone, therefore it makes us sick. So be aware of your feelings of your body and your mind and your emotions when you're speaking about politics. It's not worth it. Nobody was in their deathbed and wished, I wish I talked about politics more. No, you're not going to wish that. You're going to wish you didn't. So number 2, it's okay to disassociate. I understand we should know exactly what's going on. We don't want to, we don't want to turn the other cheek. We don't want to be blind and just run around like we're dumb and don't know anything that's going on. That's not good for anybody. It's okay to know what's going on. It's okay to be updated on it. It's okay to do your research. I support that. Trust me, I do research a lot myself. But sometimes we just gotta disassociate. It's okay to just step away from the computer. It's okay to step away from our phone. It's okay to just not hang out with that one person that always wants to talk about it. It's okay to take some time for yourself. You're not gonna hurt anybody. The world isn't gonna explode because you took some time for yourself. A big giant war isn't gonna erupt in the country just because you took some time for yourself. Everything's gonna be okay. Okay, it's okay to just disassociate. It's okay to walk away and take a break for yourself and take a break from your mentality and association to politics so you can think about something else. If you like to do art, get into art. If you like to go outside, go outside, because outside is going to definitely light up a lot of that negative energy within yourself. Number 3 is be more open-minded. Even if it's not politics, we need to be more open-minded. I mean, we can't just run around and be closed-minded. That's really closing a lot of doors to ourselves and to our life. So if you're into politics, it's okay to understand other people. It's okay to be open to what other people have to say. It's okay to see both sides of the story. It doesn't mean that you're less than them. It doesn't mean that you're stupid. It doesn't mean that you're dumb. It doesn't mean that you're smaller than them. It doesn't mean that you're not a good person. It just means that it's okay to be able to see another person's perspective. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to make the other person better than you. It just means that you are more open-minded and able to see all sides of the story. We are less toxic when we're able to see all sides to the story, because majority of arguments are due to miscommunication and misunderstandings. Therefore, if you're arguing with people in regards to politics, it's because you're misunderstanding them. So we need to be the bigger person, not egotistically, obviously, but in a more sensible, mature way. Be the bigger person and be able to see the perspective of another person, even if they're ignorant. If you feel like they're ignorant, just let it go. It's not worth it. Either educate them in a nice manner, and if you're unable to do that because they're toxic, then let it go. It's not worth it. Number 4, be mindful of how much time you are taking in political content. We have to take accountability of how much we're watching this on the news, how much we're reading blogs, how much we're online on social media, reading other people's posts, visiting other pages, visiting websites, reading this, reading magazines. If you're doing this all day long, you're going to see a bunch of negative things. We got to take some accountability for that. If you feel like you're being stressed out because you're constantly seeing all this negative stuff in the world, oh my God, everything's happening, this is a horrible world, I feel like I live in hell, blah, 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 blah. We got to take some accountability for what we choose to focus on. If you choose to focus on war, and you choose to focus on arguments, and you choose to focus on all the negative things that's going on in the world, then that is what you are. You are what you think. You are what you speak of. So we got to take accountability for that. If you don't want to be feeling negative all the time, then stop reading negative stuff. If you feel like you're interested in politics, then it's okay to balance things out. Maybe we'd run one negative article and then balance it out with something positive. If you do something negative, like maybe you actually got into an argument with somebody, accidentally, got in an argument with somebody, do something positive, balance it out. We can't just go kill constantly by always associating ourselves with political content. Is what we listen to, what we watch, what we hear, even what we smell, what we read, all that stuff identifies the person that we are and what we associate ourselves with, and what we believe that is normal. And that is what we adopt into our mind. What is normal is what we constantly read all the time. So if you don't want negative politics to be normal to you, then go read something more positive. Read something about consciousness, read something about mindfulness or awareness, or how to find that goddess in you, or find that God within you, or whatever it is. That's the little positive things. Learn how to meditate, stuff like that. We can't just keep focusing on negative things. It's always going to be out there. Just because you're reading about it, it doesn't mean it's going to magically go away because now you know and now you're reading about it. So we gotta understand that just because we know things, it doesn't mean us knowing anything is going to save the whole world. So we got to be accountable for how much information that we're taking in within ourselves, whether it's negative or positive. We got to know that what we take in belongs to our mind and we adopt it as ours. So be mindful of what you're reading and watching on a regular basis. That includes YouTube videos and stuff like that. Number 5 is seek social support. It's kind of like if you don't want to drink anymore, then don't hang out with drunks. If you don't want to smoke anymore, don't hang out in the back and behind the building where everyone's smoking. It's common sense. If you don't want to be in political arguments, then stop hanging out political argumentative people. It's just common sense. If you don't want to be associated with it, and I understand sometimes we have family members that are very political and they just want to do this all the time, it's okay to, like I said earlier in step number 2, it's okay to dissociate sometimes. It's okay to just take a break. They're not going to die because you stepped away from them for a little bit. They're going to be okay, and if they do freak out, then hold them accountable for their emotional instability. It's okay to walk away from people who all they want to do is argue about politics. We need our peace. We deserve it. We weren't born here to argue. We weren't born here to feel like we're in hell. We weren't born here. We didn't soulfully sign a contract to come here and be miserable. It is our born right to be happy and whole people. And we need to take accountability for that. We need to tell ourselves it's okay for me to be happy. No matter what is going on in the world, there's always going to be something negative going on. Always. You can't stop it. You're never going to. And if you tell yourself that I'm not going to be happy until everything on this planet is together, then you're going to die miserable, okay? You're going to, because you can't control that. There's always going to be something negative on this planet. We need to take accountability on what we're focused on. So let's take some accountability on our happiness. Allow ourselves to be happy. I know there's a lot of shit going on. I know it's really stressful, but we have the right to go to the park. We have the right to meditate. We have the right to listen to calming music. We have the right to take vacations. We have the right to spend family time and not talk about it. We have those rights still. Those rights were not taken from us. I know there is maybe some rights that has been taken from us, but still remember to focus on the positive, not saying dismiss what's going on, but give yourself a break. Is just give yourself a break on that kind of stuff sometimes. We got to give ourselves a break sometimes. I get there's stuff going on, but we got to tell ourselves, okay, there's still other things we could be doing. I mean, we could go be at the beach. We could be at a barbecue. We could be happy, A lot of these politicians want us to be fearful. They want us to be scared. They want us to focus on that. They want us to vote for them. They want us to do this. They want us to do that. And that's when we lose our power. When we give all our power to politics, we have completely lost our power. This is why I share a lot of information about consciousness and about the Netaru and the Orishas and the Eshra Pampajiras. And the reason why I share this information is because they bring us power, because they're our connection to the universe, because everything is consciousness. Therefore, we are a part of the consciousness, and we are connected to a source. Therefore, we are connected to the universe. We are connected to God. Therefore, they are our peace, and it is always available to us. No matter what's going on this planet, peace is always available to us. The gods and the angels, the guides, whatever it is you want to believe in, they are always available to us. So we need to. The only way we're going to be able to connect with that heavenly realm is by disconnecting from the realm that we believe is hectic and chaotic and hellish and stuff like that. If that's what you believe and you're angry about it, then take that accountability to cut that cord and consciously make the conscious decision to match the consciousness or match the frequency of that which that does serve you. So if you feel as though this stuff isn't serving you, it's not good for you, then stop associating with it. It doesn't mean it's going to magically go away, but you will be happy. I promise. I'm not saying to not know everything and ignore what's happening, but I'm saying to not let it identify you. Don't let it control you, because we were born with free will. It is a law in the universe by every single religion, maybe not every, but a good majority of them, say that we were gifted with free will. Therefore, we have the free will to be happy. We have the free will to do as we please. We have the free will to have a happy whole life. And we always, no matter what is going on politically, we always have the will to follow our higher purpose and our destiny. Therefore, when you follow your destiny, you have your power back. And a lot of these politics want to take your power away and make you think, oh, I can't follow my destiny because they're controlling us and controlling everything. Yes, there is such thing as white supremacy. Yes, there is such thing as corrupt politicians, but they cannot take you from your higher purpose. They convinced you that they can. The media convinced you because they want to have control over you and control over everybody. But no, there is not any source, not even the gods, cannot take you from your higher purpose. Okay? So definitely the media and politics can't, because they're a lot less than gods. So that being said, please subscribe to my YouTube channel at Mindofro, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be notified whenever I have more wisdom and knowledge to share with you. I hope everyone is having a sane day. Namaste. Ankh Uchaseneb Odabo. Peace.